Yeah, James Smith, he says, I remember reading an article where you said something along the lines of wanting Rocawear in high-end department stores, but the partners wanted to go in a different direction. Can you talk a little bit about Rocawear and what happened?
I mean, I started Rocawear, and it became a volume brand, and the business model was more or less off price. We had a margin at the indie level, but the only way I felt that there could be longevity in it, because it was so logo driven, was to approach it like Ralph Lauren. Right. And he had a purple label. And I felt like we needed something that was for perception, something that people could buy into that they couldn't afford. So I wanted to be in high-end stores just for perception, so that people would still buy things at the independent level. And I also wanted to empower other companies. That's why I started Rachel Roy, and then Ryan Kinney. I had Charlotte Bronson, State Property. I wanted to be Rocawear to turn into a company that owned other companies. And that just wasn't their vision at the time. I think they would probably approach it different now. Right. Especially with the success of Rachel Roy. And the fact that Rocawear has been sold twice already. And it doesn't really exist as a relevant streetwear brand, that they would have probably approached it different.
Would you wear it?
Right now?
Yeah.
If I wanted to wear it, I would. Would you wear it?
Nah.
Yes. When was the last time you would have worn it?
When it was cracking, when it was popping.
How long ago was that? Probably like the year I sold it, probably. Yeah. I mean, the way I got out of it. Yeah, I felt like it was starting to compromise. It wasn't reflective of me anymore, so I sold my interest in Rocawear so that I can invest in something that was more reflective of my taste, which was Rachel Roy. And instead of investing in a man all day, I preferred to invest in a woman. You know what I'm saying? A woman that I love. That was the mother of my children. It made more sense. And it provided a better atmosphere for my children. So it went from hip hop to just complete fashion. And my world turned into a completely different world, It became, fashion shows, but because I was in the business and, just a different environment altogether. Right. And I wasn't there for my celebrity. I was there maybe because I was a celebrity, I was there, but my purpose of being there was the business of it all. So I didn't feel like I was doing something corny. Like, if I just hang out in the industry and I'm not in it, I think that's corny. Like, I don't really go to festivals unless I have some product in that festival. Right. I'm not going just to hang out and make connections. I think that's not me.
Right. That's not the way you network.
Right, so Rocawear, I just kind of outgrew it. Again, it wasn't reflective of me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want any more attachment to it. So I sold my interest in it to do other things. So I really sold my interest in Rocawear so I could be completely independent. I was like, I'm gonna take all that money, which I did, and invested in everything that I believe in. And no one can tell me nothing and I have to argue about it. And since then, my life has been really happy. Despite what you may hear someone else say, like you've seen me, I've been very relaxed the last couple of years because I don't have to argue with anybody. When you're putting up the money, you don't have to argue at all. Right. And it's a lot of exposure, but I think independence is priceless. Not everybody feels that way, and I have to learn not to judge people for their perspectives, but I just know what's not good for me. And I know what we have the ability to do, and that's the reason why I approach things the way I do.
I don't care how big the corporation has been backing you. If it's not your money, you're not the boss.